Hello guys, today we are going to look at US30. So I'm just gonna do the top-down analysis like I normally do. So if you haven't subscribed and you like this style of trading, please do so and make sure that you watch until the end because this one looks very interesting. We might get a trading opportunity. So let's get started. All right, so you know how we do things now. If you've been watching these videos on my channel, you will know that we always start with the highest time frames just to get the bigger picture. Then we'll drill down to the smaller time frames and search for trading opportunities there. So this is what we have on monthly. The structure here hasn't changed much from the previous video that we had. So we still have the price being outside the trend line and it going higher than the resistance, this one here, which means this time frame is kind of bullish. It has got more bullish power to it. So remember, just because we are saying the price is bullish does not mean that it should move like this. This is not a healthy trend. A healthy trend is the one that does this. So you see, you can be bullish and still have this the bear sort of trying to push to the downside, but that does not mean each time when we're seeing a red candlestick we should panic and say the price is going to the downside. Yes, on other time frames they could be bearish, but if you're someone of which I doubt, if you're someone that's just investing using the monthly chart, you will say that the structure is bullish. You're just going to search for an area where you can take a buy trade and just hold on to that one. All right, so now this structure is bullish and this is the support that we are touching here. This is the support where you can search for your buy trades. You see how big it is. Just because the price is touching it there does not mean it should just take off immediately. We're saying the structure is bullish and this is the support, so it can still dip into it before taking off for as long as it's not breaking this. So this is an area where the price has got a chance to go up, be it from the top line or in the middle or towards the bottom. Anywhere inside that zone, the price will most likely move to the upside. Now let's check what we're having on the weekly. Remember I said these time frames, they can be in different sort of trends. So here we're having the same thing. We're moving to the downside. We broke the trend line. We move about the resistance. We move about the resistance, which means we became bullish. And this was the closest area where you could join the bulls, as when you're trying to buy. And you can see the price came to it. It bounced there and then it moved up, but it failed to create a new high, which means if the bulls are serious about what they are doing, they should continue giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. The moment they do this, they keep on doing this, but the moment they do this, this is a sign that they are failing. Look at them. Why are they not giving us a new high? Why are they not pushing stronger? Why are they allowing the sellers to push them back? So that's where we're like, this is the first sign of weakness, and it's the same thing that we saw here. The price didn't give us a new high, so that's when you're like, the bulls, they are failing now. You can see they went back into the same support that they turned from, and they tried to react from it. As you can see, the bullish candlestick there, but the bears were very aggressive and they pushed all the way down and they broke their support. The support on this time frame has been removed, which means as much as the monthly is bullish, but here on the weekly is still suggesting that these bears, they can still push and take the price all the way down to this before taking off. Remember what I said on the monthly chart? We said that as much as the monthly is this big, the price does not mean it will just touch like it's doing now and go back. It's possible, but it might come here, go up. It might come there, go up. So I said that if you're someone that's trading on the monthly, anywhere inside this, it's a very good area for you to look for your investment. You look for that one entry and invest. And currently we can see that the price is no longer moving as aggressive to the downside because of what? It has touched that monthly area of support, which means it might be rejected. It has touched this. That's where now all of a sudden on the weekly we're seeing things like this, because this is a sign that the bulls are trying to kick in and they can still push the price up to somewhere around there. Even if it counts from this monthly support, if it pushes up, you still need to be careful because of what? The bulls can still struggle to pass there and also at the trend line, because I told you that just because the price is bullish does not mean it should move like this. It can still do this, pull back. So it's possible that even if it's moving up, it can still do this before taking off, which means if you get your buy trade, you need to make sure that once it gets to the next opposing structure, you exit. There's a potential of it continuing, but we don't have to predict that this and this will be removed immediately. Now let's check what we have on daily. On daily, you can see that, like I said, the bears have been very aggressive, pushing to the downside. All of a sudden, they've been in this one. They've been moving around the same spot for about 5 weeks. Five is the daily chart, 5 days now. You see? So that's why I'm saying they're very aggressive, but now they have touched a monthly support. All of a sudden, the bulls are matching their strength, and they're trying to push them up, which means it's very possible that the bulls could push them up because of what? They are a lot there at that monthly support, and they can push them up at least until somewhere there. So if you're trading on daily, you will be targeting the next opposing structure on daily, which means for now, as much as the price on weekly still has more space to go to the downside, but the fact that it has touched the monthly support, if we get buy trades, we'll take those short-term trades until here. Maybe we can leave one trade running just in case the structure is broken. Then we know we are still in the trade because this has got a potential of continuing to the upside. As we saw on the monthly, we had said that the monthly has touched this, is a potential to go at least to that. So if you want to be part of that, you're gonna have to be, you need to be very patient with it, because when it gets to this trend line, I can tell you now, it's gonna struggle to pass. It can pass there, but it's gonna struggle to pass. When it gets to this, it's gonna struggle to pass. So you're gonna need to be very, very patient with it if you are planning to hold for a bit longer. Now let's check what we have on the H4. So this is our H4 structure, and we can see that the price has been pushing to the downside. And let's just see here was okay. So we are bearish, and we could put a bearish trend line here. And you could be asking, why am I putting it there? So this is something that I unpack more in my mentorship, because I cannot go into full details in one video. So this is where you place your trend line and say the trend is bearish, and we moved above that, and you can see that we have got this here that we did not break. That's what I was checking now to say that we definitely did not break this. I don't know if you'll be able to see that when you're comparing this point to this point. So this one here is the lowest, and for that reason we can say it was tested here, and it was tested for the first time and the second time, right? Because it is the one that initiated this move towards the upside and broke the bearish trend line, and also the resistance, which is the one that pushed the price towards the bull side. So as much as when the price came back to it, the bullish trend line was also taken out, and also this one zone here, it was also removed. But the fact that this guy is the one that did what? That initiated everything, and we know where it is located on the bigger spectrum, meaning we know it is located right where the monthly support starts. And on the weekly also, we saw that the bulls are also showing some signs that they're coming in. On the daily also, they're matching the strength of the bears, which means this thing, you could take your trade there with what? With confirmation at this zone that initiated the bullish trend that we are seeing on this time frame. So currently the price moved out of this, right? But you still need to keep in mind that there are bullish structures on this time frame that are removed. Things like the bullish trend line, because of what you touched it. Let me show you. You touched it here. You tried to go up, but the force or the strength of the bulls on this time frame was not sufficient. Then the bears defeated you. So which is why now that the price is back to the high that did all of that, you need to be careful. If you're someone that's trading on H4, which is something that I'm always saying, to say that if you're trading on H4, if you took your trade on H4, you're going to use the structure on H4 to decide where you're going to exit. The next opposing structures, you'll find them there on the H4. Same thing here. This is your resistance currently, and this is your support. So you need to be careful now to say that at this level, the price, yes, it can break it, right? If it breaks it, it will open more room to go to the upside. But there's also a possibility that it might struggle there and go for another pullback, which means you need to be careful around that level. So let's see what we are having on H1, just to see if we have got, you see, you can see even on H1, I mean, look at this. The bulls are very much in control, right? All of a sudden, they've reached that level, that H4 level, and you can see here they are no longer showing the same strength. All of a sudden there's pin bars everywhere, which means it's also possible that the bears can also force them to go until there on H1. It's very possible. But should these pin bars be broken on the other side, should the price reach this of a pin bar, it will just continue going to the upside, maybe at least until somewhere there. It all depends on whether it's gonna break this pin bar. If it breaks it, it will have a very higher chance of going until there. So you need to look out for this one if you want to take a buy trade. So if you want to take a sell trade, also look at this pin bars. If you're someone that likes to take the risk and you're like, no, I'm just gonna wait until maybe it breaks a pin bar or something, you need to make sure that you have a stop loss above the pin bars there at the top, because of what? There's a possibility, like I said on the biggest picture, there's a possibility that the price could go up for a very long run. Like if you check on daily, we said there's a possibility of it going until there. And let's just mark the H4 level. You see this level here is going to be very, 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 very critical, this one here, and I'll tell you why. If the price goes to it, this one here, this is a level that you need to be very careful of it when you are the price. Maybe if it gives you that buy opportunity there, you need to be careful when the price goes to that, because if I come to daily, it will also be around the daily trend line. You see, chances are that the price will go up and touch both of them somewhere there, which is why I'm saying if you want to take a buy trade, if the price breaks this, you need to make sure that you are targeting this. And yes, you need to make sure that you're targeting that because of what the price can return from there. You need to be very, very careful with that level. So I think that's what you can expect from this one. The only way it can go up, the only way the price can come to this is if it moves above the pin bar. Once it moves above this candlestick here, it's gone. It's gonna reach that. But because of what we are seeing also on what the location where we are at, this one, the fact that it is the one that pushed to the downside, breaking this and breaking that, there's also a possibility of it going for a pullback before going until this, right? Which means if you want to take a sell, not so something that I would advise, but these pin bars can also give you what? Hope that the price could go until that. But remember, in trading, it's not a must. Like, you are not forced to try and catch in each and every movement. So you just need to make sure that you are saying on this chart, I'm only interested in taking a buy trade or a sell trade. If the price does not give you that, you're not going to force a trade in the opposite direction, because you will be trying to catch a buy and a sell, a buy and a sell. That's where you risk your what? Chances of losing. But if you just want to trade only when the market conditions make sense to you, otherwise you stay out of the market, then you will see that you will reduce your losses. So I think that's all that I can say for now on this one. You just need to keep your eye on these pin bars. Once they're broken on the to the other side, it's gone. But there's also a possibility of them coming until there. So you just need to be careful. Taking a sell is the risky one at the moment, because I don't see the price doing something like that. But with the markets, you know, you'll never know. You'll never know. But the fact that we are bouncing from that monthly, and even on the daily, we've been staying here for a very long time, which means, like I said, there's also possibility of it going until there. Because should the price come to this, it will mean that the bulls are not really ready to defend their zone, which means they will allow the sellers to push them until there. You see, so there's a lot of work that the sellers need to do if they want to push until there. For a short term, there's really a good opportunity for the bulls to try and push up until somewhere there. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.